Do you and your wife ever even talk about investing? Stocks, real estate, bonds, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, any of it? None of it?
Sort of.
Do you wish you could have these conversations with your wife?
That would be something.
In this video, I'll break down how to get your wife involved in your family's investments, and this will relieve you of that stress and having that weight on your shoulders involving retirement and both of you spending money and maybe being upset about it. Hi, my name's Seth. I'm the host of Everything Money. Our channel tries to simplify investing as I bring normal person questions to a couple wealthy guys like Paul and Mo. My wife and I run 2 other businesses outside of this channel, and I can honestly say with 100% accuracy, our lives have been better when we started working together with investing and spending rather than apart. I have a 401k and we both manage our own Roth IRA accounts. We invest around $32,000 a year. The great part is by getting her involved, we feel like more of a team and we're on this life journey together of accumulating wealth. So here are some tips to get your wife involved as well. For most of you guys out there, you probably handle the money because it might seem confusing or you're just drawn to it and she's fine with that. But if at times you find yourself investing things that are a little riskier, I know deep down sometimes I didn't really alert my wife what I was getting into. I thought I was making the right move. My friends were getting into it. And looking back, she probably wouldn't have approved or liked what I was doing.
You no good son of a bitch!
I'm specifically talking about pretty risky cryptocurrencies or companies with no profit that have a very, very bright future. I would tell her about all the wins and gains, and I would certainly keep quiet if I lost some of our hard-earned money. So tip number 1 is communicate about money and the process. Whether or not you have a shared bank account, I don't think money should be this secretive, taboo issue that we just don't talk about. You both are actively leaving the house to make it, and you both certainly spend it. And if you're like me, there's definitely some arguments that come up when one person is spending more than the other person thinks they should be. But if your wife has no idea what you're doing in terms of investing for the future, you might be feeling that pressure of being the investor for your family. You carry the weight, you have to make the decisions, and if they turn out bad, you may be feeling bad inside. I was irresponsibly buying into cryptocurrencies a few years ago, and it could have completely spiraled out of control. Luckily, I found Paul and value investing, so I got out of that. But just having active communication with your spouse about the money that's coming in, potentially setting a budget, and the money that's going out will make your life better, I guarantee it. And maybe you come from a sport or competition background. This can be a game that you both are trying to win and exceed at. It can be fun. Tip number 2 is talk to her about overcoming fears. Women are naturally less averse to risk. It's been programmed in our DNA for thousands of generations. Men in their 20s and 30s think they're invincible. We can ride motorcycles, we can jump out of airplanes, and we can invest in really risky companies and blockchain technologies. But this might not always be the best choice.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
But some women have this overwhelming fear that investing at all is dangerous and risky, and that's certainly not the case. You can get into some high quality companies, manage your downside risk, and play a long, patient game of true investing. If she says you need a financial planner, which you probably don't, why don't you guys just learn together? Sit down, watch some Everything Money videos. Don't take Uncle Paul too seriously, of course, but you guys can watch short videos together and learn. There are some very safe investments out there that can guarantee great returns over a long period of time.
Excellent!
And getting your kids involved can be even better. I've had friends whose wives were completely afraid of getting into any investing at all, and within 6 months, the husbands learned and became great investors and even day traders. So tip number 3 is get her involved with the actual numbers. Show her the numbers of what you guys have saved up together, or lack thereof. Most people have an eye-opening aha moment when they see how either ahead of the game or behind the game they might be. Take your statements and show her your returns, what you're invested in, maybe even explain to her why you're invested in those companies. And who knows, she might really excel at this. She could even be better than you. So let's look at some of the numbers of what compounding interest and time can do for your portfolio. And ladies, if you're watching, you're gonna love this. So say for example, you guys are 30 years old, you wanna retire at 65, and maybe you save, your current savings only 10,000 bucks. If you saved just $3,000 a year at the age of 65, you'd have $1.142 million. But let's increase this. How about $6,000 a year? That goes to over $2 million. And maybe by the time you're 40, you're doing what Beth and I do. We do close to $32,000 a year. Boom, $9.5 million. And if you're only 30, you have lots of time to invest. Tip number 4 is explain the process. Sometimes women are very visual and they need to just see what the heck's going on. I walk my wife through the process of investing in a company, going on Fidelity, clicking the buttons, and showing her how to buy a stock. It is not as scary as everyone thinks, and she might be relieved to see the process. If you guys watch YouTube videos together, now all of a sudden it's not so much a you thing, but it can be a together thing. And you know what? You know, women, sometimes they just like spending time together. So cuddle up on the couch, get yourself some popcorn, and watch an Everything Money video. Why not? Like I said, my kids have also gotten into this and they're completely in love with the concept of investing and seeing their money go up. Tip 5 is set a plan with goals. My wife and I put dates on the calendar when we have to have a certain amount saved up to go into our Roth IRA accounts. We set internal goals about how much we need, how we need to save to get there, and it's really brought our family and our relationships together more. The term budget just sounds scary and restrictive, but the term planning sounds like it has some forward thinking and a lot of positivity into it. So if the two of you plan on saving $500 or $600 a month for long-term retirement, all of a sudden you're being proactive and responsible. But here's the most amazing part if you can get your wife involved with investing. When you come together, make a plan, and actively save together, this relieves the stress and the blaming when the two of you want to go buy something for yourself or your family. I guarantee this argument has come up. You go buy something, or she goes and buys something, and then later, either of you find out about it. And here's the argument. Why did you buy that? How did you think we had the money for that? We didn't have the money for that. Why did you need that? All of these issues can come up and it can really be devastating to a relationship. But if you plan ahead and save, next thing you know, that extra money that's around can simply be used to buy fun things, and that's the point of life. My wife and I actively save. We save money first, or when she goes and gets her hair done or nails done or buys some purse, I frankly don't care because we have that money to spend and we've planned. The same thing goes on my end when I want to buy bullshit stuff. There's no complaining, there's no fighting, there's money in the kitty that we can use, and frankly, it's been so relieving that we started doing this. This organization really can set you free. I hope this video has been helpful. If it is, show it to your spouse. Make sure you fondle that thumbs up and give the channel a subscribe. And if you're ready to take the next step with investing, grab your wife and check out this next video about investing in a standard ETF.